Still nobody was watching. So then it just came to me, hey, let's just make a short film. And we decided to make a short film.
And then people were like, hey, why don't you guys make a actual, series out of it? We were like, okay, let's try. Well, let's try that. And
every episode, we got more and more recognition. Everybody is loving the series. Who's a part of it, who sees it, who views it, and it's just it's improving 1,000-fold every episode.
Absolutely. And by the way, just for those we just started the record just kicked on here just a moment ago. This is Michael and Joel Crumb, the Crumb brothers, on the end there. In the middle, or on the other side, you've got Stephen Chaney, writer, and apparently somebody in a Deadpool outfit. And these guys are the creators of Allegiance of Power, a really kickin' web series that started out actually as a joke, kind of, but then has actually grown into its own life. Let's talk. As a YouTuber myself, because that's where I started as well. Growing this product, I mean, after the genesis of saying, okay, well, nobody likes the jokes, and you turn it into something serious, what was that key? It's like, let's talk about the genesis of the characters, the genesis of the concept of the series. Let's talk about that for the folks that don't know about the series itself. What is the series about?
It's about, I don't know. Hey, Steven, you want to go with this one?
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah. So it's kind of a post-apocalyptic last city that we know of, Dallas.
The last city of Dallas.
Texas, in the world. So there's been infighting, wars, which we're starting to dive in episode 5 to the backstory of the city a little bit and some of the other characters. But it's basically there's this red rain, and it has come down on the city, and it has given some people powers.
Okay.
So made other people sick, other people not affected by it. So you have this city that it's changed forever because of this red rain, right? And the two Egotan and Cybersting are kind of, they're the heart. Their power is really in the heart, and so their powers, basically, we wanted all the villains and all of the non-main heroes to have like just really awesome like superpowers, and so what we wanted to do with Cybersting and Egotan is kind of make them like, Cybersting, he's strong, super strong, whatever. And then Egotan, he's super quick. He can run really fast, all that good stuff. So it's kind of like they're lame powers, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I do like
traditional
extreme underdogs.
I do like the speedsters myself. I think they're pretty cool characters.
Yeah, but
so
you get the bad guys who like one is
brutal.
One's abnormally brutally strong. Like Cybersting, he's just abnormally strong. You get this other guy, a car is coming at him, he punches the hood and it flips over, him explodes, and he's not unscathed. Okay?
Right.
You can't hurt him.
Well, you get things like, you have the villains, which are evil, like real evil. They're the brutal. What you would think of evil today is, they want to mass kill these people and this people, and it's actually gory. And then you have these characters that they're always like about recycling. They're so stupid, and these are not the main heroes. There's also other heroes as well who are the serious heroes, who would be the kind of heroes that would be in this kind of civilization. And it's like, in this society, these heroes, they start getting beaten down and broken. And here, the heroes have crutches, and the villains have no crutches whatsoever. And that makes an even better story told, especially when you have some of the main superheroes are just completely stupid.
In a lot of ways, it sounds like, and I'm gonna just kind of borrow a modern take. It sounds like Mark Waid's irredeemable in a lot of ways. The guy that's got the superpowers has just become a total villain, just jackass who's made it his goal in life to make everybody's life miserable. That's what it sounds like. I mean, and it sounds great. I mean, I love the concept of the well, and of course, I also believe there's no such thing as total evil. Evil has their own reason for doing things,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
yeah, and it's and of course, I guess we'll find out maybe later what that motivation is. But let's
episode.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about the writing process with you guys, because from genesis of concepts and ideas to getting it down on paper, what do we do exactly here, gentlemen?
Okay.
We get together with a couple of beers and
Hey, that's the best kind of writing, man.
The problem we get a lot is if you donate $150, you get to make a character.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There are so many characters and so many people want to be a part of it and want to be a villain and just. It's really hard to keep writing more and more people.
Right, you're writing more and more into the metafiction per se. Yeah. Speaking of, somebody I know personally over here did contribute, and
Yes.
I think he became, what was it, Mitten Man or
Yeah.
Gauntlet Boy or something. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No. We have a
I
lot of fun
know.
with his character. So I actually in episode 5 I get to beat Jason X to a bloody pulp, and it is fantastic.
Sir, I gotta say,
Yeah.
I gotta shake your hand, sir. You're all right in my book.
well,
It was a lot of
Blood
fun.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just to let you guys know, I gotta let me ask another thing, and this is something I've noticed with your series, is that I've watched a lot of web series that are based here, and some look okay, they look good, you know, it's just it's a one camera affair. It's okay, we're shooting this, you know, 30 frames a second, video look. We're shooting in a store, or, maybe out at a parking lot somewhere. But you guys actually take it up like 3 notches, quite literally. I mean, you take it up a few notches with each episode. It's like and I want to ask you about this in particular. What are you shooting on? What kind of camera equipment?
the cheapest known to man.
Yeah, our camera equipment is not amazing at all. It's how we process the film.
Right.
We've been working
post.
and it's all
Wow,
done in
yeah.
post. And
It's
I'm-
all done by me, Mr. Special Effects guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I shoot it in 60 frames a second, so I can slow down the footage, and it gets this more barbaric feel toward the action and everything. Just in how we shoot it professionally, even though we don't have all the.
Amazing
The
equipment.
bells and whistles. Yeah.
Well, and because I was looking at your stuff, and I thought for a moment you guys were shooting on a red. Literally, from some of the stuff you've been shooting, it looked like it was like red based. And for those who are not familiar with what a red is, it's a high-end, high-definition camera that you can do edit, you can do post, you can drop effects in all at once. It looked like you guys were shooting in red. I mean, it looks amazing. What are you posting in? I mean, what are you guys? What kind of shop are you? Are you running PCs? Are you guys Mac guys? What are we talking?
I'm a PC guy. I built my entire own computer.
Oh, right on. Me too, dude.
Yeah. From the ground up, I built it. It's just like a Frankenstein computer.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
go into our house. There's four monitors set up and just a supercomputer there that we use. We also have 4 other computers around that we use for various other things.
Okay.
But it's really
I
high.
do write on a Mac, by the way.
Oh, I have multiple Macs.
Just throwing it out there.
Of course, I have a Mac.
This is not all PC thing.
He's a cool one.
No, but it's funny because, see, it's really on. It's not you have to have the best equipment out there.
Right.
If you can do amazing things on the worst equipment out there, then when you get the amazing equipment,
Exactly.
it turns out even better.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a saying. It's well, what's the best camera to get? And it's the one you have.
Right.
Learn how to use that. Learn the ins and outs. And if you can make that look good, then once you get the legit stuff, then I mean,
Yeah, and
golden, so.
How do you guys work around people that submit these characters and stuff of their own? Because you're saying you're getting like characters and stuff. There's probably people submitting characters that are really similar and things like that. So how do you guys work on submitting that and getting that into the episodes and everything?
There's
we break them down.
We have a lot.
they punch them hard.
Everybody everybody who submits a character, they always like to make them over the
Superhuman.
top. They have
Yeah, no weakness, no flaws, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, let's scale that back a bit and
Yeah.
and make this realistic.
So you kind of meet them
we
halfway.
flex it. Yeah, we flex it a bit. Yeah.
Someone wanted a character where it's like he can mimic anybody's power, and but it's like, okay, well, we're gonna make it where he can only mimic one at a time.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wait a minute. You had somebody who wanted to be Siler?
Basically.
Really?
essentially, yeah.
Really?
And
Come on,
so
you gotta come up with
we're
something
gonna-
cooler than that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So what
We're gonna take that and kind of run with it and change it up a bit.
Well,
yeah, we're
from
breaking him
Silas,
down
so-
completely.
What we're gonna end up doing is, oh look, that guy has to have goggles to use his power, and he can only mimic one person at a time. But
Right.
look, he's gonna have to mimic somebody's power without the goggles one
and
time,
it's gonna
become
cause him
blind.
to go blind.
And so now it adds more of a struggle.
So now he can either choose to be to see and use that power, or choose to take someone's power, but he has to be blind to use that power.
Interesting choice there. Now I want to, yeah. To me, it's like I think all our writing fantasies or writing exercises we do, because me and Michael are writers. I write myself actually, without plugging too much. I'm working on a little bit of a web series idea of my own. I won't share on air right now, but with writing, especially fleshing it out from we were talking about this, fleshing it out from the written page to the final product. I mean, you have to go through several revisions. You have to narrow it down. I mean, let me ask you about your process in
Okay.
particular, because I know you work with these guys sitting around drinking a couple of beers and then say, hey, okay, let's. Are you more like, once you come up with your ideas, do you just head to your room, sit there, bang out 20 page? Because it's a half-hour series each episode, right? On average.
roughly.
Now
roughly.
it's gonna be about
yeah.
an hour.
Okay, so we're talking typically with writing, it's 1 page per minute of shots.
Yeah,
Most commonly, it's the average.
Except for with Michael.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
or not Michael. Gerald. Sorry. one of you guys. I don't know. Yeah, Gerald writes in Word.
Right.
I write in Final Draft. But basically, we kind of go. We throw everything up the wall, see what sticks. We're like,
Do you
"All right,
guys-
that works? That doesn't. We get kind of an overview of the episode, and then we'll both say, all right, I'm gonna work on this section. I'm gonna work on this section.
I would-
And we
I would love to just sit in the writers' room one day with you guys just to see your process. Because you guys sound like you're pretty, in a way, you're pretty old school. You throw up what's on the board. You do the bulletin board. It's like, okay, here's the idea. Let's put it on the bulletin board, and then
the proverbial.
the proverbial bulletin board, not a real one, but not literal, but proverbial, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. We sit there with a beer. Okay, what about this idea? Oh, how are we gonna do this? And then we all go, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question now. Are we drinking cheap domestics here? Are we actually drinking something of quality that helps you think better?
Variety.
Variety? It's cheap. I mean, are you guys
Steven's like, I only get the nice kind.
Yeah.
are you guys
know-
actually going out and just getting big bottles of Natty Light and sitting around
No,
just banging
no,
out
no.
ideas, or are we talking?
We're not frat boys. What do you think this is?
I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, speaking of Frabo, you just made me go completely that. You guys have completely done kind of crowdsourced funding on this series.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that real quick, because a lot of web series, a lot of shows, a lot of projects recently have just been picking up on the crowdfunding phenomena. Tell us about your experiences with it, especially with working with the public on it, with coming up with what am I thinking of? The not the ideas, but the things to get people to pledge more.
Well, funny thing is, we've noticed that when doing the Kickstarter, you can't just say, hey, look how amazing our effects are, look how this is or this is, hey, just look at the trailer and donate. People want to feel like they're a part of a community. People want to feel like they're getting into the behind the scenes and stuff. So when they pitch in like $1 or something, they want to feel like they're actually contributing to a family, to some kind of community that they're going to be absorbed into. And that's very hard to do and expensive.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've had some pretty great success with it, because I've seen some web series people try to get stuff together, and it's like, okay, well, then we have to do another round of. I mean, you're doing, from what I'm understanding and from what I've seen, you guys do it per episode, is where it's you're crowdfunding each episode.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, everybody, just for your edification purposes, we have Steve Cheney, Michael, and Gerald Crum from the web series Allegiance of Power joining us today on our little North Texas Comic Book Day show. Getting back into that, you've noticed. I mean, now we were Steven and I here were speaking a little while ago, especially with Dallas in particular, especially with North Texas and crews and working with people. You have found just some. It seems like you found some great success here.
Oh yeah, Dallas has a lot of talent. The talent needs to stay in Dallas, but that's we can get into that.
Right.
But yeah, Dallas has so much potential, so much talent, and we want to use that talent and show people what Dallas can do.
Yeah, and instead of going out and saying, "Hey, this is a different city," and just name it something completely different, naming it Dallas, I think we gather more interest in the people around. As well,
and that's part of why we do an episode per episode basis on the Kickstarter, is because we have these amazing actors and actresses, and it's like we want to keep them. And so if we do even maybe take a month off or something, we're going to start losing our actors and actresses, especially because they're non-paid right now, because we haven't raised up enough money to pay them.
All the money we are getting on the Kickstarters and everything, they just fund the costumes.
Costumes, props.
We might have $10 to spare after that.
That's your craft table money, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. People don't understand. People are always like, so how much of that money do you pocket? And it's like, are you kidding me? If we wanted to pocket some of the money, we would have made like a teen drama or something like that, where it's underage young actors, and then hell, pocketed all that money.
Yeah,
but
no effects, just put them in a room, have them chat, and there's your episode.
It's
but
like,
this is
it's like shooting fish in a barrel, man.
We want. It's like, oh, this episode, what we destroy a building, we destroy so many things. We have a giant war going on. You see helicopters exploding. You see, our actors go home and they're in pain the next day.
Well, it's so in honesty, it sounds like your actors. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about. It sounds like that you literally put them through the paces. Now, I want to ask you about your cast in particular. I know you have your core of your main guys, and it seems like you've also picked up a few additional featured players along the way. I mean, through the Kickstarter and other things as well. Tell us about mainly the cast, just the cast, from actors and to everybody that you've worked with.
Our actors are awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm actually impressed with our actors, because they, at first, most of them, 90% of them, have never acted before on camera ever, before this series, and they're
Not to name any names.
Yeah, they're growing so well that some of the performances in this next episode are just captivating.
It's completely genuine.
Yeah. I'm just curious, Dan. A lot of the actors that you've picked up now, I mean, these are people that have been in local theater. These are people that have done other local projects.
I really don't like working with people who have done heavy theater.
Oh yeah.
Because they overact, and trying to bring them down from that
really
is
hard.
Really hard. I like to work with people who have never acted, because then you can get the genuine, subtle acting.
Yeah.
Because the camera is going to be right there.
You get the real human element out of it, the real feel.
And that's important given the subject matter that we're working with. We need that human element, and the fresh new actors that we've found help to give it that spark.
And
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Go figure, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Part of it is, like, the first couple of episodes, when we first started, it was, okay, we're going to have masks on almost everybody, but that's because we didn't have... there was only, like, 3 actors playing five different roles. And so it was like, it got so hectic.
The first episode, Gerald was fighting himself in one action sequence. Okay, that was hard to...
That sounds like a personal issue, Gerald.
Several issues.
I'm just kidding. But so it sounds like you guys have literally you embraced adaptability from the beginning, which is key, especially. And one, let me now kind of going back more on the technical side about effects. It looks like you're probably building a lot of your own through like After Effects or doing
through
is After Effects.
through After Effects. And no, it's funny because people don't realize, especially being a web-based series, people are like, okay, so what am I going to be doing? And it's like, how much real huge large production stuff have you done? Have you done green screen work? Have you done wire work? Have you done this? And people are like, no. And it's like, yeah, you're going to be doing all of that with us.
To me, that's dedication. I mean, doing that. Mental note: give these guys $150 so I can be a character. No, I've been watching the series from afar. I got to tell you, you guys are doing an amazing job, and I think you're not only doing something amazing, but you're giving Dallas a good rep, especially with development of series. Let me ask you this now: if we're just going to play a hypothetical game here with you guys for a minute, okay? Let's say hypothetically you shot this. Like, I don't know, some people that have been shooting web series actually as more what you would call as a presentation pilot or something of that nature, saying, okay, well, let's say hypothetically Machinima or Nerdist.com or somebody came or even Geek and Sundry, I'll throw that out too, come knocking on your door tomorrow and it's like, hey, I like your product, let's throw some money behind it. And let's say you took the money. Now, if that money came with, hey, you got to move to Los Angeles, or you got to or would you move, or would you rather keep it here, local, and do it properly?
That has actually came up.
Right.
After the second episode, somebody asked us if we would like to go to California and work with their crew and everything.
Not actually leave our episodes and just come over there and do the effects for their series. And I said no.
Yeah, we said no because all our actors are here.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's based here. It would be completely different.
We started
series.
a project. We're going to finish a project.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to tell you something. You just earned 1,000 points in my book. A lot of respect.
We're not doing this for the money.
You're doing it for the love.
We want to get enough funding so we can pay the actors for helping
Right.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to give.
People don't realize
We don't
that
care.
it's the money. If we start getting money and actually start getting enough money to where we actually start making a profit off of this, my biggest goal is, we're a legit production company. My biggest goal is to say, hey, here's what all your hard work has come to. Here's your check, and that is, I'm looking forward for that.
He talks about it all the time, of where he can finally give somebody their first paycheck under our
I've got a lot of respect for that, boys. I really do. That means to me, I think first and foremost, you guys got the love for the game, and you want to do something for folks. I kind of like that myself. Oh God, I'm not putting myself into this for a second. But guys, I got a lot of respect for that. You, as somebody also who is the creator of something, I created this with that knucklehead over there. Or as we've started calling his character, Mittens.
I love it.
I like it.
Captain Mittens.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, no. Jason is an amazing guy. He's done some amazing work with you guys. Let's get some details because we're gonna wrap this up shortly because I know you guys got another thing coming up here. Let's talk quickly. Website for the series.
allegianceofpowers.com.
allegianceofpowers.com. New next episode currently in production or about to go into?
We're shooting right now.
We're gonna finish shooting today.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Tonight
Awesome.
is the last shoot for episode 5, and what we're doing is this episode is going to be roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half long, and it's going to sum up everything that has happened in the series. So you can just watch this episode, and know everything.
So this is your very special episode.
This
What a
is
very
kind of us
special
saying,
episode of
okay.
Legends of Power.
Well, yeah, this is kind of us saying, okay, we know we've had a couple of bumps in the road
Yeah, a few
to get
hiccups,
here,
so-
and it's like so many people came on so late, and it's like, okay, let's wrap things up and kind of just, this is like the re-release of the series.
Yeah.
This episode.
Episode 5 is actually the first episode that I'm a part of.
Oh, okay.
I'm
You just recently jumped on the boat.
I'm new.
You just brought this guy in.
Oh no, he came on full force, like huge, smothering us, which was great.
It was like one night, message on Facebook, hey, what can I
And
help
then ever
with? And then
since,
the next day it's like,
he's always there.
all right, you're doing this?
Absolutely.
Like, cool, let's do it. So
Hey guys, one last thing. I want to talk about this because Steven and I here were talking about this while you guys were over there at the table. In particular with Texas, Dallas, especially with Texas, especially with projects. I mean, we have, and we were discussing, we have a lot of amazing talent here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of amazing crews here that are willing to, I mean, even though it is an RTW state, we have amazing crews that are willing to get out there and shoot all hours. If you had to say something, say to anybody on the coast or somebody in government here about funding more of this, putting more incubator funds into doing that, what would you say to encourage that? That's something. What would you guys say to encourage more funding for series like this?
Well,
that's a really good question.
I want to give back to the community, especially our actors, and I want to just make the best damn series. Make people get it.
If people are if people are really trying to start their own web series and try to get this thing out, really you need to fund it. You need to help other people in your community work towards their dream, work towards their goal.
And I know Steven and I were talking about this as well. It's like it seems like other states, like your New Mexico's, your Louisiana's. I know Georgia has had a huge incubator for stuff like this, for web series.
Yeah.
Yet it seems like we're lacking.
Yeah. Well, we have so much talent that's leaving. That's they might come back to Dallas to live, but they're leaving for work. They have to go to New Mexico. They have to go to LA. They have to, go out of the state. And it's, we need to, raise up our talent because Dallas can play with LA, can play with New
absolutely.
York. We have. Yeah, exactly. We just need that backing, that funding that says, hey, Texas, we like what you're doing. And we're behind it. So.
Go ahead.
I would love to build a production company based in Dallas and actually produce stuff that is in theaters, in Hollywood.
That's what
so we can bring the film Hollywood to Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got excellent facilities. I mean, here in town already. I mean, we've got Las Colinas. We've got studios over there. We've got studio space over there. It's being used. Absolutely.
MPS Studios.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I
they've helped us out.
Who helped you out?
Oh, MPS Studios has definitely helped us out a lot.
They gave us a lot of
leeway whenever we had to rent equipment.
Yep.
MPS is good.
MPS. Well, let's give them a shout out. MPS Studios, guys, check them out as well. Guys, again, Steve Cheney, Michael and Joel, the Crumb Brothers. Allegiance of Power. It's allegianceofpower.com, correct?
Allegiance of Powers.
Powers. I'm sorry, I left off the S. Allegiance of Powers.
We're on iTunes, Blip TV. We're spreading ourselves thin.
Yep.
Well, the more places you get yourselves on, the better. And guys, again, thank you for coming on. We're still out here at North Texas Comic Book Show, guys. So stay tuned. We're gonna have another fun interview here shortly with the AOP team. Some different people, from what I'm being told, very interesting characters. So stand by. Again, Chris Danger, SCNSlive.com. We love you guys. Keep on nerding. We'll see you shortly.